Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, where we've got Archaeon on the run. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to track him down this episode. So, first of all, let's get Yarick his skill point. We can grab Barona's Time Warp here. I'm just looking at this and realizing he needs 2 more level ups beyond this one to get Arcane Conduit, and I don't think it's going to happen. When we catch up with Archaeon and kill him, to be clear, he won't stay dead forever. He'll become wounded temporarily, and then, like, in 3 to 5 turns, probably when his reassignment cooldown is up, he'll reappear up here with a new army. What we need is to have all of the stuff on our list checked off during that 3 to 5 turn period. And then, as far as we're concerned, the game is won, and we can, head back down to our desert in the south and let the rest of the world deal with all of this nonsense forever. So, let's get started on that. Let's do that thing. Sartorial, the Everwatcher, has 3 Hell Cannons, 2 Giants. Honestly, this is not a very impressive army. It's not going to be terribly good at dealing with the things that we bring to the table. We should probably only attack him with 2 of our armies because of the way the reinforcements work. I want to make sure that we get the good stuff, which is generally at the back of the army. So let's have it be Tiktaq'to and Krukgar. We're going to let Krukgar lead because we want XP on him, but it's very likely that Krukgar will not get Grimlock either. Really, remarkable. He didn't run. I assumed that he would retreat and then we would have to pursue him. But this causes terror? Who wants to cause terror? It should probably be one of the units of spear guys. I'm just thinking, we may need them to engage with the Chaos Giants in melee. You cannot cause terror against something that causes terror, but if you cause terror, you're immune to terror and fear. So this will make them better at standing in combat with the giant. Let's fight him. We could auto-resolve this, and it probably would go really cleanly. And in fact, I bet I'm going to take more overall damage by fighting this manually than I would in the auto-resolve. It's fairly likely the auto-resolve would kill 1 or both of these units of Sora Spears. But those guys are replaceable, I hate to say. But this is the price we paid for putting on a show. It's still fun to watch it's still fun to command these battles against Chaos. I hope it's still fun to watch them. So we got some Chosen with great weapons here. We have some Halberd guys there. We have a couple units of Knights. Chaos Spawn are pretty fast. We do have to watch out for those. I think we should be able to handle this, though. My reinforcements are coming in on this side, so let's do the battle from here. Except that, obviously, we want to burn out those Hell Cannons immediately. And we still have the Feral Cold ones available, remember. So let's go dinosaurs here, and other dinosaurs, and then guys who are like tiny man-sized dinosaurs. We definitely want to make sure that we have spears on the outside of the formation, because they do have cavalry. Okay, there is a unit of melee left. And actually, Skinks in the middle is fine. We want them back a little bit. Okay. I kind of forgot that we had Lord Croak in this army. He's going to make short work of some of these dudes. Alright, you lot, just get over here. So, Sartorial the Everwatcher is, as you might have guessed from his name, a spellcaster. He definitely has good, powerful magic that he is currently casting on our flying units. I don't know what it is, but it's probably going to hurt. He has affected them with the Plague of Rust. Okay, that's not a great spell to have used in this situation. I guess it will make the Hell Cannons hit our flyers a little bit harder, but it's already the case that each one of these Hell Cannon shots probably kills the Pterodon Rider that it actually connects with, so it doesn't feel super relevant. There we go. I'm trying to actually click on the enemies. And then if you guys are just going to sit there under me, we can do this right now. I'm fine with that. Maybe respond to that order a little bit faster. Yeah, if they're going to let me drop the rocks right now without even having to move out of range of my siege attacks, that's fantastic. That makes things really easy for us. In particular, we care about these halberd guys. And quickly. Alright, killed that one unit of hell cannon guys pretty quickly, it looks like. And I mean, we're taking some damage. The hell cannon shots are connecting. We should probably have the rest of the flyers come over here and join us. And actually, let's just make these one big command group. Oh, also, I should remember to fire this off. I guess we could conduit right now and lower the amount of damage from the hell cannons. No, or not conduit, but bubble. We'll wait, though. We'll wait. And I don't really know exactly what I want to do with these guys over here. We should probably put the salamanders up close and just jam the melee in front of them. Now that this army has a bunch of Temple Guard, it's actually much better at breaking cavalry charges. Just get over here into command positions, and you two can distribute poison on this side since we already have poison on the other side. And now we have 2 arcane conduits to jam on. Also, we have this Carnosaur. Don't really know what the Carnosaur is best set doing, but I do know that he moves fast enough that we don't really have to make a decision right this second. Actually, you know what? Maybe we want to move... I'm going to grab Tiktaq'to and Snout and Roxburgh and fly them over here too. Because we might be able to just kill Sartorial if he's going to stay this separated from his from the rest of his units. We could summon, like, as soon as we get people over here, we could summon in some cold ones, just, like, completely baffle all of his spellcasting attempts for a while. Because he's a wizard, he doesn't need to get into melee or anything. But spellcasting still does have a maximum range. Temple Guard are good at receiving cavalry charges. That's some fine work from that Bastillodon there. He's almost broken that unit of chaos. No, he has. He has broken that unit of Chaos Trolls entirely on his own. This is the thing that matters most. Somehow we managed to kill the entire crew of this Hell Cannon without killing the Hell Cannon itself. But despite the fact that it is, I think, an actual sentient being, it seems not to be able to fire without people pulling the trigger. Alright, so... what do we want to do here? We could send some people back, or some of the flyers back up to the front. I don't know how necessary that is. You know what? Let's have a bunch of the flyers go kill the Chaos Spawn. Chaos Spawn have basically no armor. I'm not too afraid of them negating the damage from the Fire Leech Bolas. Where's that Carnosaur? I'm going to try to envelop these cavalry dudes, see if they realize what's happening and pull out in time. Alright, and combat is beginning to occur, so let's go ahead and throw out the thing. And the salamanders are doing a hell of a job on that giant. He's at like 60% before he even touched our melee troops. Do we want Lord Croak to... I guess we can hold off on Lord Croak's thing. What is this? These are Chaos Trolls? So half of this unit of Chaos Trolls has stopped behind the rocks for cover, and half of it has run over here. Not actually easy to get a unit to crack in half like that. Have you guys just try to keep them under control, but we don't need to worry too much about them. Actually, I'm just going to have Krukgar charge him. I think he's probably got that under control. And over here, Roxburgh should focus on Sartorial. Is Sartorial very tough? I don't think he is, right? 30 armor. I mean, he has kind of a lot of health. And his melee attack is actually really strong. We wouldn't want to put anybody in melee with him. But, Can do some smaller rock drops over here while the other characters are distracted, and we can, of course, give him the Amber Spear. And just keeping a moderate presence around Sartorial, I'm hoping will help keep these guys over here. Krukgar has almost broken that unit of Chaos Trolls immediately. He's very good at his job. First Giant is almost dead. We should probably actually command the Salamanders to pay attention over here. These are the guys who can just refuse to die, so it seems like that would be a good move for us, having them refuse to die. We're going to give Krukgar a little bit of a backup here. Wow, shit, they killed that giant, like, instantly. Alright, so it seems like the Chaos Knights are, in fact, having a little bit of a problem with our envelopment. Push out here. You guys... I don't think we need to, like, stay put. And we have a Revivification Crystal. Let's help out the cohort of Sotek. They have basically fought a giant in melee by themselves. They deserve a little bit of backup at this point. Sartorial has decided maybe it would be best if I was actually in melee. I think that's going to not really work out the way he wants it to. Alright, the giant is permanently broken. Let's have you lot now. I don't want them chasing that giant. Have these guys come over and drop on those knights once they're actually engaged by the Carnosaur. Oh, that's annoying. They unretreated right as they were about to hit the edge of the map. Obviously, we don't want these guys dropping on anything that can see them, or anything that will turn and face them. They should make pretty short work of that. And have the melee lines actually joined yet? This is kind of like... The thing I'm waiting on with the cold ones is for the melee lines to actually come together. I guess we can do this. Yeah, the melee lines never really did come together in that way, I suppose. We dealt with stuff in a way that was pretty spread out. You guys should probably come forward and help Krukgar. I mean, not that he doesn't have it under control. Is he in range to shoot his laser eyes at Sartorial? Let's see if we can get that. We can get that to actually happen. You can wade in against those Chosen. I'm not afraid of them. Should give him some actual damage, and... I think I'm going to have Tiktaq'to just drop on Sartorial. He has made the mistake of engaging and not paying attention to me. Alright, let's give those skinks the backup they deserve. They're brave little dudes, you gotta give them that. Not these ones, so much, but red-crested skinks in general. Okay, are they giving up? Really? Already? We haven't even killed... Okay, no, they're not. Yeah, Sartorial wandered into the middle of the... Oh, you know what? Actually, never mind. Simply refuse to die and stay engaged in melee. You got this. Tiktaq'to's still on him. Yeah. Krukgar has completely clowned on these 3 units of infantry. I'm actually really disappointed that we're not going to get to see him in real combat mode. He's never going to level up enough. So everybody has given up except for Sartorial, who is certain he can kill these skinks. He's like, I just need to do a little bit more damage. Alright, skinks withdraw. There we go. It is a little bit silly that it is almost certainly the case that Tiktaq'to will not get a trait, will not get the trait for defeating Sartorial, considering that he did so much of it with his own 2 hands. I really do think, especially, like, given that you can get the trait for attacking someone's army without your character and their character ever coming into direct combat, I do feel like reinforcing armies should get the trait for defeating a legendary lord. It shouldn't just be the army that initiated. Because those traits are fun. Like, it's fun to have them on lots of characters. Really, they should do whatever they can to make those a more integral part of the experience. And I'm sure the trait for beating Sartorial is going to be magic resistance or something, so it's fine on Kroq-Gar. But wouldn't it be even finer to have it on Tiktaq'to as well? They did manage to get some kills with their cannons. I think we came out of that pretty well, actually. Unfortunately, replenishment's a lot slower up here, so these units of skinks are probably not going to be useful at all in the battle against Archaeon. But that's fine. Yeah, we can get a little bit of replenishment here. I suppose we ought to take it. We got ourselves a war drum. Oh, Campaigner. Campaigner is great on him. And no, he did not get a trait. Maybe there isn't one for defeating Sartorial? Because he's not a normal legendary lord. Like, you can't just recruit Sartorial. Kroq-Gar gets another skill point, which we could put into Woundmaker, I guess. We could pick up Neutralize Chaos. Slows down our approach to Swiftness of Itzel, but we're not going to get there anyway. And I don't even know what we're doing on Lord Kroq. So we finished this line. We certainly don't need that. This only works on the undead. I guess this line, maybe? Magic resist. The ability to cause terror. Regeneration. Yeah, I suppose. And Snout is rapidly approaching max level. Cleanse Corruption. An awful lot of Chaos Corruption on the ground out here. Okay, we should, for sure, get the trait for defeating Folek Suneater. And I think we can probably just auto-resolve this, but it might kill... You know what? Let's do it manually. Auto-resolve has a real bad habit of killing damaged units, and I do not want that to happen at this moment. We are in a place where it is not super easy to replenish, and I don't want to find myself worn down so much by all of the early fighting that we find ourselves in danger if, like, Archaeon withdraws to that other Chaos army that's nearby, and we end up having to fight a larger force than we're expecting. Right, because there's another Chaos Warriors army up in the hills, and they're near a Warherd of Chaos army. And since those two factions are allied, they will reinforce each other in battle. So we still might end up fighting Archaeon plus a stack and a half at some point. Oh, the reinforcements are coming in at this angle, or in this position, huh? Well, maybe we just meet them right here and make this part of the battle, like, really short. So you guys can be back a little bit more. Give us room to put the melee down in front of you. Actually, we can be right over top of where they are going to come in. Okay. All of you guys over here. That'll be good enough. I don't think this is going to be all that difficult. We probably don't have to overthink it. Are there okay, here we go. I'm going to say, are the reinforcements not going to show up? Because I can see why they wouldn't. I don't think it's necessarily invalid to just choose not to show up to this battle. Let's have all these guys group up on the Chaos Trolls, who are not going to be happy about getting shot with fire. Not that anybody's, like, happy about it. Let's go ahead and minimize damage. And then also, we may as well deliver Itza upon them. And we have all of these guys who should come over here. This is not the formation they are currently standing in. Whatever, just get over here. We'll figure it out over here. You should probably hit your arcane conduit real fast. Okay, that's like a pretty good explosion. Got some of them breaking right away, some of them figuring that they can stand off to the side and avoid combat. Let us educate them as to the folly of that idea. We may as well summon the first unit of Feral Cold Ones, because there's no way I'm going to actually get value out of all 3 charges here. All we have to do is break them temporarily down here, because any amount of running away is going to send them off the side of the map, right? Alright, and Kolak. Let's just start in on Kolak right now. So where are... All the characters get sorted all the way to the left. I really don't like the way, actually, that it dynamically resorts your army as the reinforcements come in. Because it tries to put all of the units from the second army to the right of all the units from the first army, but then it moves all the characters from both armies together. It's just not super intuitive to me. Okay, we're just about done with this. Hrothgar is going to defeat a couple more units of dudes by himself. You guys should not die. Get over there and help them. I think we're going to be able to kill Kolak pretty quickly at the beginning of the battle here. Although it will definitely go faster if we don't miss him with every attack. Oof. Alright, let's have the skinks back off. Right, so those guys are permanently broken. You do not have to keep fighting them. I have not... Oh, because they rampaged after I selected them. That's weird, considering that they aren't taking damage. Why would they suddenly rampage? Oh, I wonder if it's like the way the summon countdown timer is implemented is technically damage. So they can rampage from the fact that they are going to cease to be, even though they aren't actually taking like damage. I get that. Sometimes I think about the fact that I will suddenly cease to be, and I go on a little bit of a rampage. I see where that's coming from. Alright, unfortunately, Kolak Suneater is really fast, and he is going to be all the way in battle in just a moment here. Well, we can have the Salamander hunting packs turn around and get him. In fact, he's already in range. Those guys should be firing at him. Over here, where are my Ripperdactyls? Could you guys resolve this, please? The Carnosaur would probably be a big help. Manage to just click on the Ripperdactyls again. There we go. That'll be enough to just keep them off of... keep them off the Salamanders, which is all we need. Kolak met with a giant wave of flame. Okay, they're not even fighting anymore. I guess over here is the place where the bubble makes the most sense now. I do feel a little bit bad for enemies that have to approach the Great Wall of Salamanders. I think Kolak dying probably ended the battle. You're going to have a hard time getting your troops to continue fighting after your invincible god of a general is struck down in the middle of the field by a huge wall of flame. Honestly, after the first battle, I would have just abandoned the army entirely. Listen, I love the Chaos Gods. I'm not saying I don't love the Chaos Gods, Blood for the Blood God, etc. But is this worth it? Are we actually getting anything useful done here? And we are getting reasonable kills. We're sticking Krukgar into combat immediately, which I'm hoping will help him gain XP. It would be super cool if we got him Grimlock right as we were doing the final major battle. I still don't think we're gonna make it, but we're gonna make every attempt. At this point, Krukgar's melee is pretty shredded. We probably will not have him lead any engagements from now on, but Krukgar himself is super fast, so he'll be good as a reinforcing unit. He still has a bunch of flyers who will show up as reinforcements and actually like get into the battle. Unfortunately, like reinforcing sources are pretty bad because of how slowly they move. But some of his army will be useful as reinforcements. Okay, did we get our trait? We did. And both of those armies are properly destroyed now. Roxburgh hits level 40, and I guess we'll just... He really has very few skill points that matter, or that even could matter. Alright, we only need 2 more level ups to get that extremely cool Carnosaur mount. Simon, is there a move here that isn't just run toward them? I don't think so. Who has the least movement? I want to make sure that we're not spreading out too much. I want all 3 of my armies together here. It looks to me like Archaeon the Everchosen is in a tremendous amount of trouble. And we can hinder his replenishment, maybe. Is that actually going to do anything? Is his army wounded at all? Oh, they're very slightly wounded, I guess. This hero doesn't have anything else of value to do, so we may as well. Okay, good try. So yeah, there is another full Chaos Warriors army. I thought we saw... Okay, we did see another Warherd of Chaos army up here as well. And the men of Kislev are, I think, trying to fight them, suffering a little bit of winter attrition. I'm kind of surprised that that is possible for the Kislevites. Isn't being in the cold kind of their whole thing? Let's grab Thunderbolt for one of our southern priests. And what are the southern armies up to, exactly? Well, Lanawana is pretty much just running over to a place where he could potentially be useful at some point in the future. And Krepus should definitely chase these guys down. You cowards! I'm okay with an auto-resolve here. We don't need it. So yeah, like, look at that. That's way more damage than we would have taken on our sources. That's fine. Krepus is in friendly territory and has a very, very good replenishment. We'll just move him to right here and wait for these guys to come up on shore. So I'm a little torn. We're getting to the point where I think we're really close to killing Archaeon. So we should probably have Dinosaur Army head off and resettle Sorcerer's Islands. It's looking to me like we may not lose any other settlements, and we need to have control of these regions when the fall occurs, because right now we've lost one of our check marks. We're good on everything else, right? Yeah, we need to get this and the Southern Badlands. And Southern Badlands we're going to be able to get through diplomacy, almost certainly. Diplomacy and bribes, which is... bribes are a form of diplomacy. Alright, I think that is it for this turn. There is another Chaos Army to the south, but I don't think I care about them at all. It would take them a long time to actually get to my territory. And you actually should probably start marching. I totally forgot you were down here. Yeah, it would take Sigvald a long time to reach our territory, and even if he did, Rathok is ready for him. Rathok's army is not, like, exactly amazing, but he does have that engine of the gods. He'd get the job done. He would do it. Alright, let's see how Archaeon responds to the loss of all of his local allies. It seems like continuing the move on Hell Pit would be crazy suicidal at the moment. But you can never tell with the Total War AI. They might sometimes do a thing that is crazy suicidal. The court of Libera's armies continuing to flee the conflict. Oh, nope. Turn around. They've decided they want to be helpful again. I do feel a little bit bad for mocking them, because, like, what are they supposed to do? With all those terrible... It's just like, that army's almost entirely skeleton spearmen, right? It's not like they could actually fight any of these Chaos dudes. I would put one army of Chaos Warriors up against maybe, like, 4 stacks of the things that the Tomb Kings are actually bringing forth. The Tomb King campaign AI, it just needs some love. It does not make good army building decisions. Alright, the dwarves are going to continue milling around ineffectively. I guess that's in character, right? Find a safe place to be and then just stay there at any cost is kind of the whole dwarven motto. The guiding principle by which they live their lives. Norska is down, but somehow not out. Bretonnia has still not managed to finish Norska off, despite the fact that I don't think Norska has had a standing army for like 20 turns. The Wood Elves desperately want a friend. It will not be me. Can you imagine what our dwarven allies would think of that? Alright, Archaeon, what do you got? Really? He went and did a battle. He went and attacked Fort Straghoff. And you gotta admire his commitment to the thing. Sentinels of Zeti would like a trade agreement. Yes, absolutely. I love trade agreements. These guys hated us before. We have done so much work fighting the Greenskins, then the vampires, the Skaven, then the Greenskins, then the vampires, then Chaos. Opinions of us are up by such a huge number all over the world, everywhere except, I'm assuming, in Dark Elf land. But that's fine, we're never going to have to deal with Dark Elves. I think that Dune Kingdom's army is trying to resettle the Sorcerer's Island. They're trying to steal my my tiny crappy island from me. And don't get me wrong, I don't actually want the island, it's useless. But it's mine, it's my useless thing. Alright, the men are resettling, taking down the Chaos artifacts. When Chaos burns a city down, I do not need an alliance with you. When Chaos burns a city down, that thing they leave behind that looks like this thing that's on top of this army, actually does spread Chaos corruption. So leaving the cities in their burned state actually really hurts the surroundings. It's a good idea to resettle it if you can. We just usually don't see the AI make good moves like that. Okay, I think we probably don't need to... Oh, you know what? I was going to say we probably don't need to see anything else that's going to happen this turn. But we should turn off fast forward as the... words. Northlanders, what are they called? Those guys, and also the Chaos dudes. Their turns come up. I cannot remember... Norskins, that's it. As the Norskin and Chaos turns come up, we do have to pay attention to these a little bit. The Black Coast Buccaneers are those dwarves who attacked our fleet, right? After we deal with Chaos, provided there's still time, after we deal with Chaos down here, we're definitely going to get a little bit of vengeance. Uh-oh, they screwed up their coordination there. Only one of their armies made it onto land. Well, that bodes pretty poorly for them. The mystical Slan Mage Priests have devised a new ritual. Do I care about this ritual? Vampiric corruption in exchange for speed and charge bonus? You know what? Actually, yes. Let us employ that ritual. Okay. Let's start by dealing with this stuff down here. First things first. You guys, we know you are refounding Sorcerer's Islands. The good news is, because this army is made up entirely of single-figure units, it didn't actually lose any health from doing that. So we can have them just immediately begin running out here and trying to help. You guys... This Bjornling army is pretty weak. I'm wondering if we want to have this army like fall back to Alhaik, or if I think this army's too weak to be a threat to a settlement. Well, the thing is, we don't need Lanawana down here, right? He can't participate in the battle this turn, and after this turn, the south is going to be cleared. Now, let's get this done. We should have a pretty easy go of this. We might want to... I'm going to do this one manually. We shouldn't have to, but it looked like the balance of power bar was not in our favor enough. And this way we get to fire the Engine of the Gods at least one more time. So that'll be fun. This army is a little bit lower on heavy infantry than some of the Chaos armies we've been fighting. The chariots are pretty much irrelevant. The Chaos Knights, I mean, like, I guess it's quite a similar composition to Sartorial's army, isn't it? We have a lot of Saurus spears, so I'm not really worried. Okay, the garrison reinforcements are coming in over here. I guess we did exactly this battle recently. Let's set up the hunting packs like this. Big salamander goes in the middle. And then we got some dinosaurs. And we got some big dudes with spears. We did, like, literally this battle last episode, didn't we? I think this might be almost exactly the same. They do have their Chaos Wizard on a flying mount, so we have to watch out for that a little bit. Poison on this side, poison on this side. I hate the fact that the camera actually has to move around these objects. There's no reason for the camera to need pathing to go places. Alright. Let's try to get to the Hell Cannon while not... Wow. That Hell Cannon shot killed 2 pterodons and just continued traveling right through. Incredible. Let's try to get to that without getting eaten by Iglixis Kilgore. Now, we are taking serious losses on our flyers here immediately. This is a sneaky AI maneuver here, where they move their units directly on top of each other to try to baffle the human player's targeting. And these guys just have to disengage. Hey, you guys, over here. Interesting that their flying lord doesn't move forward to try to engage on us again. Okay, now he's doing it. I think he might have waited too long. He's not going to be able to reduce the strength of our flying corps quickly enough. Just keep moving back. We just got to finish them off. It looks like there's probably only 1 or 2 of them left. Okay, there we go. Back over to the group. Well, I do believe that this battle's looking pretty good for us. Do we want to do a lot of rearrangement? Yeah, for some reason it moves this army in with all of the sources at the back. Not sure how that makes any sense. Way too many skirmishers. There's no reason for this many skirmishers. Okay. Gotta make some kind of sensible formation occur here. So, for some reason, that chariot got kind of in range, then stopped charging, ran sideways so that the salamanders could shoot at it, and then sort of wheeled sideways into our spearmen from there. It's very important, of course, that they not get a good charge off, otherwise there could be consequences for me. Oh, if they bring the caster over here, we are definitely focusing the salamanders on him. He seems to be very single-minded in his pursuit of my flyers. Okay, so... Salamander crew. You have your target. Do and use these guys to stop that up. Yeah, the dragon's actually fallen pretty quickly. Oh, he's gonna run away now. Nope, never mind. I was all disappointed, because it seemed like he was doing a smart thing. But he changed his mind. Smart things are for nerds. You guys should try not to stand in melee range, or we should probably bring the Carnosaur out for a flank. Okay, here come the melee. It's about to be Engine of the Gods time. We'll probably do it over by the Chaos Warriors. In theory, the, Hey, you guys, back up. Told them to move too far forward. In theory, the Chaos Trolls are more damaging. They have more damage potential, but they break so quickly. I don't really think we have to be stressed about them. Get you down here. How far do you have to be? Okay, you have to be closer, is the answer. Get over here and get ready to do the thing. Alright, focus on the large enemies. Actually, maybe I should wait a minute on firing the Engine of the Gods. We're only going to get to do it once, probably. Let's make sure we do it at a sensible time. And he has landed. I have to admit to being a little surprised by this strategy. Yeah, sure. Skink Chief can just melee him to death, probably. Alright. Trying to give this enough time for the Chaos Dudes to all step in front of it, but still fire it as early as possible so that we can fire more of them. Maybe we can get the second one off. It's just, it does so much damage. Look at all of that. Alright, you guys gotta back off. It's a very annoying dog. It's just like an extremely annoying dog. One of my least favorite dogs. So in case it's not coming through on the microphone, I fear that it might be. It's very loud and annoying. There's a dog just barking non-stop outside, and I don't hear a person going like, hey, what's wrong? Or trying to comfort the dog or responding in any way. Whoever owns this dog and is presumably out walking with it is just sick and tired. You can tell. Like this fucking... Again, he's doing it again. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just going to not pay attention. Maybe he'll just stop. Maybe he will just elect to stop. Okay, it's a lot of... We sent our dinosaur into a lot of halberds over there, which could be dangerous. But they're mostly not paying attention to it, I think. Actually, I'm going to have my cavalry that's in the middle charge their lord. We're pretty close to killing him. I would love it if we could finish the job. Do not let him back into the fight. You get over here and break him. Okay, we killed the enemy lord. That probably, yep. That does it. I'm going to say, given their morale levels, that's probably decisive. Okay. So we took more damage there than I would have liked. I did not control the enemy cavalry all that well. But it's nothing we shouldn't be able to heal in like a turn or two, and I think probably what we'll do now is just have Crepus go into ambush mode right outside the city and see if that other Chaos Army wants to land and try their luck. I think it's very unlikely that we lose another settlement to this wave of Chaos Dudes. If another one spawns, and comes at us in force, especially if we're seeing blue Chaos guys from the west and Bjornlings from the north, we could definitely lose stuff again, but I'm hoping we can finish the game before that happens. The bad news is Archaeon moved quite a lot on his turn, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to catch him right now. And if we can't catch him right now, that means he has another turn to run away. Like we might actually end up chasing him into the North Keystone Cop style for like several more turns, which would be just very annoying. Just really, like, extremely annoying. I guess we'll find out in a minute here. Definitely take the replenishment. And yeah, you still have plenty of move. We'll step over to here so that it's very hard to land anywhere without triggering the ambush. We'll be back in perfect shape next turn, it looks like. Well, not quite. Perfect enough. Who has skill points? Ratok? Okay. A guy who can take Arcane Condor. Where is the edge of my movement range over here? Oh, it's all the way up there. Okay. Yeah, the roads on the map really do speed up your travel. Let's have a look at this. I really wish we had an agent up here who had the ability to lower enemy movement. I don't know which of our agents does that, but we never bothered to train one up. Oh, we're actually pretty close to... We might be able to catch him. So we need Krukgar to go into this movement mode. Are we... Do we have military access to these guys? We do. Okay. Not that it matters. But I'm the most diplomatic-minded of the Lizardman leaders. We move you up into reinforcement range. I guess his army must not be able to suffer from attrition damage, because otherwise I have to imagine that they would be. Let's have Yarick be the attacking army here. Tiktaq'to into reinforcement range. Actually, do we want Krukgar to participate? If there is a battle, I actually want Krukgar back and in a safer position, because I want all of Tiktaq'to's army in right away. Oh, it looks like we do just barely have enough movement. He's right at the edge of my movement range. Alright, let's do it. This might actually end up being the final battle of the campaign. Because if we win here and we successfully wound him, which is not guaranteed, right? We could defeat him, but then have his army back up a bunch, with him still in one piece. But if we do defeat him here, then we go and make our negotiations, and we might actually win this turn. If I remember correctly, Archaeon's pretty tough. We might find we have a hard time killing him before the battle ends and his forces run away. The good news is we have the elite boss killing squad with us. We might be able to pull it off. Let's see. So our reinforcements will probably come in from the back wall. Like the way your armies are set up on the map actually does affect this. Tiktaq'to is pretty much just directly behind us. I'm wondering if we set our guys up over here on this ridge, at the base of this ridge, I'm wondering if we can get them to maybe advance more slowly, wait for these guys to catch up with the front line before the front line comes forward. Because if so, that would be really good for us. The longer it takes for battle to be joined here, the better it is for us. Why are these... Okay. It is so hard to place salamanders. They need an area that is so much larger than their actual hitboxes. Unfortunately, we don't have much in the way of melee troops to guard the salamanders on this one. Yarick's army has seen better days. Yarick himself can be over here. And of course the flyers. Where are the hell cannons? Okay, the hell cannons are starting right up front. This is going to be very fast. Didn't he have 3 though? Oh yeah, the other one is back behind the trolls for some reason. Okay, well I think it's probably a good idea for them not to all 3 be grouped up. I think he's going to find that that does slow down the rate at which we kill them. With these crews being right on top of each other, though, we are definitely just dropping rocks. We'll get these guys dead as quickly as possible because we need to not hover here in range of the other Hell Cannon for too long. Okay, reinforcement army. Get over here and we'll figure it out later. Don't know exactly what my plan is. I do know that we want Snout and Tiktaq'to and Roxburgh over here as quickly as possible. Actually, we probably just want all of the flying units over here as quickly as possible. Almost got... They got one. You know, I'm just going to do this. One of two things is going to happen here. Either we're going to get to kill this cannon crew for free, or they're going to turn units around and it'll slow down their approach. And I think both of those outcomes are fine. Yeah, okay. We got a unit to turn around. Wow, those cold ones are actually getting completely slaughtered by the Chaos Knights. It is ridiculous how ineffective they are at combat. They're really bad units, it seems like. I bought some time, though. Alright, so where is... This is their lord right here. Archaeon the Ever-Chosen. Let's get on that. Roxburgh can have at him. And we'll get Snout over here with the Amber Spears and stuff. How tough is he, really? He has a lot of armor. He doesn't really have that much health. Honestly, I don't think this is even going to be... It's not going to take us that long to kill him. Provided that we don't, like, miss a bunch of Amber Spears. Okay, that first one hit him. So, you need to follow up, and I'm debating how many people need to stay back and kill the Hell Cannon, and how many people should move forward and start doing rock drops. Let's grab, like, a bunch of these guys. Just fly out this way. Not Roxburgh. Roxburgh has a job. Roxburgh, you stay on duty. Yeah, he is just hilariously outnumbered here. I just say that in general, I'm starting to think maybe like heavy infantry is just not that good in Total War Warhammer. It has a lot of problems with the variety of unit types that are available. You guys almost done? It's taking forever. Well, we're certainly not damaging Archaeon very quickly. He has enough armor that we're having a lot of trouble getting hero damage through, I think. Okay, so they haven't separated enough for it to be safe for Tiktaq'to to get down anywhere. What on earth are you guys doing? Why are you... What a weird formation they decided I told them to get into. Yeah, the enemies seem, like, very confused. I guess let's have you guys now focus on Chaos Trolls. We can burn down some Chaos Trolls real quick. You lot can go focus on Chaos Trolls over there. Oh, told flying units to get on the... Apparently I had Tiktaq'to selected when I issued that order. I don't... That doesn't feel correct to me, but apparently it happened. Get out of there. Get out of there. We're going to summon some cover units for him. If he can just get away from them for a couple of seconds, he'll start flying again. Hey, Tiktaq'to, take off. Jesus. That should not have been that difficult. Okay, so the Ember Spear doesn't seem to be doing anything. I guess I'll go shoot fireballs at the Chaos Trolls, maybe? And get over here. And we'll just have Tiktaq'to head back this way. Alright, let's get some of these units actually out into the correct positions. We can start casting some spells. We have Chain Lightning. So it causes major magical damage, large randomly moving area of effect. It's not quite the thing you would think it is from the name. It's like Chain Lightning, I feel like, is one of those things that has a pretty consistent mechanical identity in video games. But it'll do some good damage. Stick on the chariot unit. And these Chaos Trolls are not long for this world. Some defense and offense buffs. Yeah, the Chaos Trolls are already breaking. Okay, here comes the part where we actually fight the enemies. I'm gonna keep that small group of flyers on those Chaos Trolls until they are permanently broken. We have units of red-crested skinks kind of all over the place that are capable of just staying on an enemy. It is nice to have proper, fast melee units, and I suppose the thing you're supposed to do, or at least the thing you were supposed to do prior to the DLC that contained the red-crested skinks, was just have your, you're supposed to use those units of Cold One cavalry, but man, they just seem horrible, huh? Maybe it's not fair, maybe the summoned ones are way worse than they would be if we were running them manually. I have seen that happen. I felt like that was the case with the summoned Promethean mobs. The Vampire Coast, the summoned version, is just way, way worse for some reason than the version you can actually hire. I think part of it is that a bunch of your Lord skills are not applying to them. They're not getting any red line buffs. It's not exactly like rocket science why it doesn't quite work out. But I was still, like, it's remarkable how big the difference is. And that could well be the case here again. Okay, we don't have to focus on those guys. Let's aim some salamander fire at this Chaos Giant. That guy's definitely a problem. Where did... Okay, Archaeon's right here. Let's have the Thunderous one just wade into melee against him. Just knock him on his ass a bunch of times. We don't really need him to be killed. We just need him to stop hitting stuff. The killing will happen in time. Where is Roxburgh? Roxburgh is still poisoning him. He's still really not doing a lot of damage. Get a little bit closer and spread our melee debuff. Go back to attacking him. Oof, I don't know what that smell is. There's a powerful smell of industrial... It sounds like somebody's trying to dissolve the building with some industrial cleaners. It's like really a lot of it. Alright, and then we can throw out a big curse. A significant decrease in their melee attack. We will win if we just fight them for long enough. All we really have to do is... Oh wow, those guys aren't permanently broken yet. Never mind. Go ahead, get back on it. All we need to do is not die, really. We could throw out another Chain Lightning, I guess. I don't know that we really need a randomly moving chain, or a randomly moving zone of murder. Maybe we'd be better off focusing on buffs. Looks like the Chaos Giant's dead. We have a bunch of enemy units over here who are close. Okay. Oh, it looks like Archaeon does not give up. Well, you guys probably don't actually want to fly over there. So that means that we will wound him in this battle. Okay, we should probably... What we should do here is, first of all, back the salamanders up. Back the salamanders up. There we go. Send the Blessed Carnosaur in, and then once the Carnosaur is in, we should try to pull back as many of our troops as we can that aren't rampaging. Try to, like, clear things. Give the salamanders a good shot. And you're still working. And we just, like... Wissen's Wild Form for the Carnosaur. I'm sure Archaeon is good against large units. A lot of heroes are. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Clarity for that volley. He made a huge mistake bringing a horse to this battle. It's kind of wild how much better he would be doing in this fight if he didn't have a horse, I think. Well, I say that because he wouldn't be taking all the extra anti-large damage from all of our anti-large stuff, but he also would be constantly being knocked down by the Carnosaur, so maybe he was screwed either way. Carnosaur has rampaged. Get him. I'll say this, that's a hell of a horse. Thing is impossible to knock over. So I feel like Archaeon has had no health left at all for quite a long time now. There we go. He's getting ready to turn a bunch of the salamanders. So I would say decisive victory is a fair description of the thing that just happened there. Yeah, these chaos dudes never really stood a chance. It's funny. Like I think of the Chaos Army as being pretty scary because of their huge, extremely heavy infantry. But if they could have replaced like 40% or maybe even more than that of their Chaos Infantry with just like Empire crossbowmen, they would have done so much better against us. We didn't even have an Engine of the Gods up here. And we were bringing one. It turns out they move pretty slowly. They're trucking that up from all the way down south. I'm almost certain that the guy we had recruit a ton of Temple Guard sat there in encampment mode for a couple of turns after he was actually done recruiting. If I had moved him immediately, he probably would have been up here with us, and we could have been using the Engine of the Gods in every single battle. If I have one regret about this campaign, it is that we did not get to fire the Engine of the Gods enough, because man, what an incredibly satisfying ability that is. Okay. Immune to psychology. Something tells me Yarrick was already immune to psychology. I got some pretty basic loot there. We may as well give Yarrick his skill point. He did earn it. And now our checklist is looking pretty good, right? Yep. Archaeon is in a wounded state. So the only thing left is control of the Southern Badlands. Let's see if we can negotiate a military alliance with all of the people who own all of the stuff here. First of all, Gorgazan. These guys are definitely going to go for it. We know that. Next, Galbaraz. Ooh, that might be tough. And Grunty Mingle. Oh, no, sorry. I was looking at their relations with the Dune Kingdoms. I was like, how's there an orange face? Everybody loves me. Okay, they're not interested in a military alliance right now. Could we convince you with 200,000 gold? Likelihood of success? High. Hold on. We might not actually want to give them all that money, though, because we do have to get this one going as well. Okay, no, they'll do it straight up. They're 100% down.
Empire's blessing, yes. Who calls?
So then we give Astalia.
I hope your words are wise.
Oh, interesting. That other thing that we negotiated increased our likelihood of getting this military alliance. No, they want some money. I can't tell if military access is going to raise or lower our chances here. All right, what about a more modest sum of like 50,000?
As you say, sir.
What am I saving money for? What do I even need money for? Okay, I think that's it, right? Yep. We've engaged in the oldest form of diplomacy, which is the murdering of everyone else's enemies. So I believe it is the case that when we press the button here in a second, we will see the game come to an end. And this is where we're going to call it. We could totally go on to a long campaign victory from here. We are most of the way there already. Yes, you got it. We're most of the way there already, but our armies aren't going to get any better. We've hit the top of our tech tree. We've kind of unlocked all of our potential. It is possible, I suppose, that we could just negotiate our way to owning enough of the world cities, but basically it would just be us running all over the world and continuing to fight the same couple of battles that we've been fighting. I think we could probably put this in fast forward mode for right now. I'm pretty sure as soon as it hits the beginning of our turn, we're going to get the victory notification. And if we don't, then maybe there's a bug, because I don't know what else we could possibly need to do. We'll have a look at it, though. We'll have a look at exactly how much more work it would be. You have to end up in control of 17 of the 21 cities on the list, right? So we could probably ignore... you know what? Yes. Look at all of the military alliances they have. It really is the case that just like everyone in the world is on the same team. You always see that happen to some degree when chaos shows up, in earnest. You see like a group of alliances form, but I don't think I've ever seen this many alliances in the group. It's kind of the whole Eastern world is on one page. It's kind of nice. Hey, granted, it's the whole Eastern world because I killed everybody who would have disagreed. Yeah, but 17 of 21 means that we would be able to like ignore the northwest corner of the map. We'd be able to ignore Dark Elf Town entirely. It looks like the High Elves managed to hold out, but not push back on Ulthuan. So what we would probably do is go to Ulthuan, push the Dark Elves out, and try to obtain... excuse me, a single region there to use as a staging ground for sailing against the western half of the map. We'd be able to get like the stuff that's in what is roughly Central America and South America, but we would have to spend a lot of time in that forever hell jungle, and I'm just not interested in doing that. Oh no, look out for Frautras Hellnox. That's actually a pretty good Chaos Warrior name. Our ambush failed. The army was spotted by the enemy. That's fine. We'll still just auto-resolve them out of existence. Pyrrhic victory. Good enough. As long as you can't spell Pyrrhic victory without victory. And then the game just hangs eternally at the end of their turn. There we go. So, 51 regions owned. Let's have a... accelerate the playback here a little bit. Let's have a look at the state of the world at the end. I guess I'm just looking at the state of the world at the end. We're going to do that on the actual world map. I do appreciate, though, that it marks down all of the events that occur. Unfortunately, it marks down all of the events that occur, and so this feed is like largely useless because there's so much "you completed a building, one of your characters gained a level" kind of noise in it. 163 turns. Where's the battles? This is the part everybody cares about. Here we go. 129 battles fought. Losses. Where's losses? Here we go. Victories. Victories is like losses, but in reverse. Yes, we lost 5 battles. Honestly, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good ratio. You might look at those numbers and say, wow, that seems incredible. But the fact is, if you're playing against the AI, you're very rarely going to lose battles, no matter your situation. Like, the battle AI is still just very bad. So 124 out of 129, I would say, is an okay result. We did pretty well there. So like I said, let's have a quick look at exactly how much more... Jesus. Too many notifications. Exactly how much more work it would be. If we were to go for the long victory, we have the list. We'd have to build one more star chamber. I believe we have 4 right now. We did destroy all of the factions on the list. Yeah, we had to get to 17 of 21, so Altdorf is military alliance with the Empire, totally doable. The Oak of Ages is military alliance with the Wood Elves, seems pretty doable. This could happen. We could just go take Kislev, but more likely this is military alliance with somebody. And like Hell Pits over here, a lot of these would not be too hard to get. However, when we hit right here, all of a sudden, we run out of stuff that is on the eastern half of the map. It's like, it's a Hexawatl, the Awakening, and the Gallows Graveyard are all pretty close together, and so we would leave out Gian Vale and Lothern, which I'm not actually sure who controls this part of the map. Okay, the Lore Masters. We could probably get an alliance going with the Lore Masters. Honestly, it probably wouldn't be too much more work, but it would involve waiting while our forces cross the map into the Hell Jungle. And I'm not going to do that to you, because at this point, let's be honest, it is completely foregone. It is a completely foregone conclusion. So, that is going to be it for us for today and for this game. Thank you all so much for watching. I gotta say, I'm not super impressed with the Lizardmen as a faction. Like, you can't argue with their effectiveness, but it doesn't feel like they have that many good units, and a lot of their units are just... To some degree, this is true with a lot of the armies, but it's way more true here. Like, Temple Guard are absolutely just Saurus Spears plus 10%, right? Like, a lot of their melee feel very similar. Red Crested Skinks have an actual different profile. And we didn't use the cavalry a lot. Maybe it turns out the cavalry are pretty good. But I don't know that those units are all that differentiated from the flying units. It feels like there's a very limited number of things to do with the Lizardmen army. That said, the dinosaurs totally rule. And a Stegodon pulling the engine of the gods is absolutely in contention for coolest and most fun unit in the game. But yeah, that's it for the series. Thank you all so much for watching, and come back next time, tomorrow, when we're starting something brand new. And we'll see you then.